final three Nikudis are the Chataf Komitz, Chataf Patach, and the Chataf Segel. What is the concept of the Chataf? On one hand, it's called a Chataf. On the other hand, it's really a Shava. As we discussed earlier, the Nikuda that has one dot on top of the other dot is called a Shava. So why all of a sudden here do we call the Shava a Chataf? Now, the sound of the Chataf, or the Chataf Komitz, or the Chataf Patach, or the Chataf Segel, is basically a short sound. In other words, the Komitz becomes short. It's or the Patach becomes short, or the Segel becomes short, It's a short sound. Now, the graphic design of the Chataf Komitz, the Chataf Patach, and the Chataf Segel is basically what we call Mukavois. It's composed of two Nikudas together. And primarily, it's the Shava and the Komitz, the Shava and the Patach, and the Shava and the Segel. Now, what is the meaning of Chataf? Chataf literally means to grab. So why is it called Chataf? What is it grabbing? So there are three ways to understand it. The first way is that it grabs the letter that is sitting on it. In other words, these Chatafs are primarily found on four letters called Acha. The Aleph, the Ches, the Ayin, and the Hey. And these four letters come, Mahagorin, it comes from the throat. And they themselves are letters that are not so strong. And through the Chataf, these letters become heard. So for example, you take the word Yaakov. Yaakov is spelled Yud, Ayin, Kuf, Beis. Now under the Ayin, which is the second letter, you have a Chataf Patach. If you did not have the Chataf Patach, you would read the word Yaakov. The Ayin becomes lost. Now that you have the Chataf Patach under the Ayin, it becomes two syllables. It becomes Yaakov. Yaakov. That's the way you read it. So now the Chataf Patach is grabbing the Ayin that up until now would have been dormant and silent. But now it gives it life, it gives it exposure. So that's the first interpretation. The Chataf grabs the letter that sits on it. Another interpretation is that the Chataf actually grabs the next letter. In other words, we read the word Yaakov. The stress, the Dagash, is put on the Kuf. So the Ayin is grabbing the Kuf, is grabbing the next letter, and therefore the Ayin is very short. As we said earlier, that the sound of the Chataf is a shorter sound. So it's Yaakov. The third interpretation, which is based on Kabbalah, is that the Chataf grabs these three Nikudas. The Chataf grabs the Komitz. The Chataf grabs the Patach. The Chataf grabs the Segel. Why is it grabbing these three things? Because, as we explained in the class on the Shava is two dots. The top dot is the sun, and the bottom dot is the moon. When God created the world, He created the world in a way that both the moon and the sun were equal. They were both large. And the moon came before God and said, God, two kings cannot serve under one crown. So God said, fine, diminish yourself. So the moon became smaller. So that's the Shava, the sun on top of the moon. That comes from the midah, from the attribute of gevura, which is severity and judgment. Now, because the Chataf represents judgment and severity, it has no friends. It's very sharp. Nobody wants to hang around someone who's very critical. So people are running away from the Sheva. So the Sheva has to Chataf, it has to grab 3 Nikudis to soften its severity and make it sweeter. And therefore it only grabs these 3 Nikudis, even though there are many more Nikudis. It only takes these 3, the Kamitz, the Patach, and the Segel. Why? Because all of these 3 Nikudis represent kindness. The Segel, we said earlier, is from the attribute of Chesed, which is kindness. The Patach comes from the level of Chochmah, which is the right column, which is also the column of kindness. And the Kamitz comes from the world of Keser, which is crown, alluding to the attribute of the 13 attributes of mercy. And therefore, with these 3 different Nikudis, the Sheva is validated, and the Sheva now becomes sweeter and becomes kinder. Now it's interesting. If you add up the Sheva, together with the Kamitz, together with the Patach, together with the Segel, it equals 72 in total. 72 is called Shem Ab, the name of God, which equals 72. The name of God that equals 72, Shem Ab, is found in the world of Keser, the world of crown, which is the source of the 13 attributes of mercy. So we see that all of these 3 Chatafs represent the concept of mercy, of kindness, and to sweeten all judgment in the world and difficulty and hardship and pain. Furthermore, as we stated earlier, primarily you will find the Chataf under these 4 primary letters of Acha, the Aleph, the Ches, and the Ayin, and the Hey. And the Chassidus explains that these 4 letters are also found primarily in the world of Keser, in the world of crown. And therefore, by taking and grabbing these 4 letters, the Sheva now becomes sweetened. And this is really an interesting teaching of the Tzemach Tzedek that we find. It says in the Code of Jewish Law, when a Jew says Shema Yisrael, and you put your hands over your eyes and you say Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, Hear, O Israel, God is our Lord, God is one. So it says in the Shulchan Aruch, in the Code of Jewish Law, when you say the word Echad, you should be careful not to grab the Ches. Don't grab the Ches. Don't say Echad. Say Echad. That you should hear all 3 letters. Echad. Says the Tzemach Tzedek, it's true that you should not grab the Ches, but you should grab the Aleph. The Aleph alludes to God. Alufei Shaloilam, the master of the universe. And furthermore, Aleph alludes to the level of Keser, the level of crown, which is beyond time and space. That a Jew, when he says the Shema, can make a quantum leap, and he can grab this Aleph, this level of God that is beyond the entire process of the chain reaction of nature. And in general, we are told that this world is like a wedding. What does that mean? Chataf achel, chataf you should see. And that is whatever you see, you should grab. Grab and eat and grab and drink. When you come to a wedding, it's like a nice buffet. You got to grab a little bit here, a piece of herring, a piece of kugel, a piece of lakshin, whatever you can get your hands on. It's a wedding. Everybody's dancing. It's wild. It's a wild party. So everyone's grabbing different things. In this world, you have to grab. In other words, when an opportunity comes your way and you say, "Look, I could do a mitzvah today. Pesach is coming, and I could eat matzah." Or Shabbos is coming, I could light the Shabbos candles. Or the morning is coming, I could put on tefillin. A person might say, look, who am I to do this mitzvah? I don't do all the other mitzvahs all year round. Now, on Pesach, and I'm going to become so religious, I'm going to eat matzah and drink wine and do the whole Seder properly. I don't do it every day of my life. I don't live my life as an observant Jew. Why should I grab and do this new mitzvah? So the lesson from the Gemara is, when a mitzvah comes your way, you grab it. You don't ask questions. the fact that the world is not organized and you're not orderly in the things that you're doing, that's your problem. But you have an opportunity, grab the opportunity. And this is the message of the Chataf. And the Chataf is that every opportunity that comes your way, Chataf achel, Chataf you shall see, grab it and eat it, and grab it and drink it. And this is the lesson in general of the Nikudis. When God took the Jewish people out of the land of Egypt, He said, Tavdunus alikim ala harazeh, I am taking you out of the slavery of Egypt, to be enslaved to your intellect and desires for the physical finite world. I am now going to bring you to Sinai so that you become my servants, my slaves, the servants of God, which is beyond time and space. And therefore I'll give you a Torah, and the Torah starts with the word of Anochi, the Ten Commandments, I am God your Lord. And the job of all the Jewish people, and the job of humankind is v'chai behem, to live by the Torah, which means that you should bring life into the Torah, into the letters of the Torah. And that is by placing the Nikudis on the letters and breathing into the letters. And when we daven, we articulate the words, not only with our eyes, but also with our mouth. And we hear each word that we pronounce. By doing so, we are bringing life into these dormant letters. And by the fact that we bring about the Chiyas HaMesim, that we bring about the resurrection of the dead by bringing new life into the letters, we will merit to see how God will once again blow a soul into all the lives and all the bodies of the people that already have passed away and no longer find themselves here in this world, that they too will have Vikitzu V'nanu Sheikh Niafar, that they will rise from the dead and they will sing. And we'll see the ultimate coming of Mashiach and the rebuilding of the third holy temple speedily in our days.